So he's another one of my models. Yes, ma'am.
In the breast cancer line, which you just asked a minute ago about altering any of the way that it's made, are you not going to put the pockets on the front?
Yes, like this. They're for the drains. Yeah.
My only reason for asking that was, I think personally, when I had my drains, I would have preferred the pockets on the inside of the shirt, under.
See, I turned my
on the
scrubs inside out.
So the so I can put the drains on in the pockets,
Well,
but they're hidden inside the garment.
Pardon me?
See, these have a little cut through here,
Uh-huh.
and so
But
you
the
don't
bo-
see that.
You don't see the, you don't see the drain.
The drain goes in there like that. You can see how it slips under it. That's true. Because the drains don't have to come out the front and sit in a pocket, they come through it.
The whole point, I saw a lot of people laying in beds, and you know yourself, if you're sedated and you've got lines hanging off of you everywhere, they pull them. And most dangerous thing in the world is to pull out a feeding tube. You know, all your lines go in between the snaps. I've had a lot of doctors tell me, oh, please get them, hurry up and get them out there because we're tired of cutting off gowns. Because the lines go in between the snaps, they don't have to disconnect anything to get them off. And those snaps, those particular snaps, I'm going to use the same snaps, only less of them, will take 400-degree temperature. Mm-hmm.
So the dryer's not gonna hurt them.
No, dryer will not hurt them and they won't melt.
Have you ever thought about designing like a top, just a casual top for women to wear, like that doesn't have the snaps for wearing around, that's not basically for a hospital stay or something like that, but just something comfortable that would be convenient?
I talked to Rosemary about that, and yes, we are working on that. She sent me a lot of information, and I've got my manufacturer coming up with something. I think it should be some kind of material. Well, you said, so that it doesn't hang straight down. Yeah.
Something a little bit more tailored.
Right.
Ruffles are very fashionable right now, and I saw a lady with I guess a boa, I don't know, something right here in her sweater, and I thought that would be nice for ladies that don't want to wear prostheses.
And the more you launder those, the softer they get. And all you have to do is pull them out of the dryer because they're polyester and cotton. Pardon me?
Nobody likes to iron.
No, I don't like it. Well, I do iron the screws. I iron them when I pull them out of the package if I'm going to display them normally.
And then the other issue that we see that comes up is just the cost of things. A lot of times specialty products for like breast cancer patients are ridiculously expensive. And there are so many people that just can't afford the high prices. And I know your stuff wasn't terribly expensive.
No, it's not. These scrubs, the small, medium, large, extra large, are $38 a set. Mm-hmm. Now the larger sizes, the 2X and the 3X, are going to be $42 a set. Those will be even less. I don't have a final price on those yet. I'm sending the samples in to get it in. In fact, I've got somebody that wants me to hurry up and have some set made because there's a little boy that she knows that has kidney failure, is going through kidney failure. So I've got somebody trying to make that up for me.
Now, will all your pockets have the slit in them, or just the upper pocket?
No, the bottom pockets are going to have the slit too.
That's what I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's, yeah.
Well, we came up with that because of the cardiac part. If you go through cardiac surgery, and I can't imagine how tremendous that would hurt. But you don't want a heart monitor laying on your chest, so we moved it down. And then, of course, the drains. So yeah, all three pockets will have a slit.
It's a really nice fabric. It's heavier than most of the gowns that you get in the hospital, and it's really pretty.
Well, I can't wait for y'all to see that. The long pants are made identical. They're just long. But if you're doing, Kim, you know, on your orthopedic floor, if you're doing anybody that has hip replacement or has to do rehab,
Knee replacement even, you know, they have that thing that moves their,
The CPM machine.
yeah, I knew you know that.
those are great for it.
Yeah, I can see being able to just undo this much to get to a surgical
Right.
incision.
Instead of trying to pull
press
something
it
down.
and- Right, and just snap them back up.
And on the cardiac floor, they have, they do the surgery one day, and the next day they've got you up walking around, which is, that's wonderful. But you want to be covered.
I've seen people that have put two gowns on, you know, because they split the back, and then they'll put one that's backwards, and that's gotta be so constricting.
Well, not only that, it kind of, if they've got any kind of lines on them, how you go, the lines are just, that's why I said, the lines go in between the snaps. If you've got to get to somebody, and there have been times when they've had to get to people, they don't have time. All they have to do, they cut off the gowns down the front. Well, this makes it easier. And like I said, it took 9 years to finally come up with it. And I imagine that I will probably end up coming up with another market and adding something else. But everything I have done on this, I ran by CCU nurses, doctors, cardiologists, just to make sure that anything I designed did not hinder the way they took care of their patients.
And I know the drains for any surgery are what people struggle with. I even had a friend that had a hysterectomy and ended up having to have a drain. And she said she rolled over at night and squished it, and so I gave her one of the little aprons like we make for the breast cancer patients, and so she could at least tie it up to something. But
That's another thing. Well, now I don't remember where I was going with this.
Well, I could see
It'll
that
come back.
even for somebody, like I'm used to, dealing with geriatric patients, and they sometimes have unique, complications or issues to deal with. A feeding tube being one of them. And it may not be used all the time. It may not be a continuous process. It's only used at certain times during the day. So the rest of the time, they're up and moving around.
Right.
And that thing is just, you tuck it in the waist of their pants, or you try and tuck it in a pocket, or you try and pin it so it won't get yanked. And I can see that being beneficial for that as well.
Do you know, I also designed something else too, snap-in panels. We make these up to size 3X. I designed a panel to enlarge them if they're needed bigger, that you can snap in, and then you can snap them down the front, and then as you don't need them, you just take them out. But that's another good thing. Instead of having to purchase something, another size bigger, just snap the panels in.
Right. That's good.
And I'll tell you another market for it that I would have never thought of was maternity. I've sold them for maternity. Any other questions?
I have problems with almost any kind of pants that I buy because I have real short legs. I even have to hem petite things sometimes, depending on what they are. So I was just thinking, when you're making the long pants for the ladies, those clam digger things, I don't know what they call them now, but they don't really come all the way down to the top of your foot.
like a capri.
What's another capri length? Might be a neat thing for us shorter ladies, because if you have to hem it, or if it gets down and trips you, that's
Oh yeah,
a
that's
problem.
dangerous. I think the normal length that they use, and you can, correct me if I'm wrong, 30 inch, it's 30 inches normally.
That's way less than
Yeah.
that.
But that is a good idea. That is a good idea.
And so, since I don't guess the gentlemen would care for the.
No, they wouldn't like that.
But for ladies, they wouldn't mind it, you know.
No, and that's a good idea, because men normally are a lot taller, so. But, anything else? No? I can't believe I answered everybody's question.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And y'all can reach me. You've got my business card, and I'm going to tell you something that that is really important. Get your scrubs before you need them. Don't wait until the last minute, because every day I work with people day in and day out, and I keep stressing that. Get them before you need them. If you never need them, that's wonderful. But if you do need them, you have them. If you don't need them, sleep in them. And thank you for letting me speak here tonight.
Thank you.